In this video, I'll show you how to animate this 3D viral reel.
Ever wonder why some brands just stay with you? It's not magic, it's motion design. Motion brings emotion. It makes your message feel. Kinetic text hooks you in seconds. Visual metaphors say more than words ever could. It's not just design, it's strategy in motion.
Let's get started. Alright, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just going to create a new timeline. I'll check project settings, go to format, use vertical resolution. I'm just going to leave it at 24 frames per second. Create that because if you come here and click here, you see the frame rate is 24 frames per second. So I'm just going to drag and drop this here. Now I'm going to go to effects, get a fusion composition, drag and drop that in here, make that about this length. Now I'm going to open this fusion composition in the fusion page. The fusion page have something like this. First thing, I'm going to search for a media input. I'm going to look at this one here. You won't see anything. Just change that from timeline to background. You see that first thing we see is this white background. So I'm just going to get a background node. Then in this background, I'm going to change it to a gradient and change it from linear to radial. You have this, bring this point into the center and just use Ctrl G here. Yes, make sure that the one is centered, and I'm going to change this color to white, and this one, the one in the middle, is completely white, and this one here can just, yes, so it's white in the center and a little bit dark, not the complete white color at the corners there. So here we have this text. I'm just going to get a background node. I'm going to get another background node, connect this background to this one, and get a rectangle mask connected to this background. I'm just going to make sure that I arrange this rectangle fit that length and fit the height. I'm going to change this background color to this blue color here, or something like that. Get a text node, connect this text node here, make sure you're viewing that here, and in the text node I'm going to write ever wonder. You can change the font to Helvetic and increase the size to maybe about 0.132. Let's now you change the color to a yellow color, maybe something. Now, so if you look at it, this text animation, we have a word by word animation that comes from below here. Control C here, Control Shift V. In the instance node, I'm going to come to element 1, the instance element 1, and uncheck that. Go to element 5, the instance element 5, and check that. If I view that here, you're going to see it becomes white. Now I'm going to come to this appearance, change it to this box appearance, change it from character to word, and if I reduce this one to separate the word, you're going to see there's a space here. So let's just make sure that let me see if, yes, the question mark is supposed to be on its own. So I'm just going to add a space here, and that is done for that one. So let's come back to the instance. Yes, I think we need to come back here. Just get the output of this instance and connect it to the mask section of the original text node. Now right click here and hit follower. Go to the modifier. You can just turn on this one for the meantime. Go to the shading, go to element 5 and turn on element 5. Let's go back to this one. Good. We're going to go to frame 0, keyframe the opacity, go maybe to frame 5, keyframe the opacity again, go to transform, change this from character to word, and hit at frame 4 here. Frame 4, keyframe that, double click on the follower, go to frame 0, keyframe the offset X and Y again. Now you can just take the Y value down somewhere around here and then go to shading and take the opacity down to 0. You see that nothing appears. Come to maybe something like frame 5. Let me zoom this in. Okay, you see that it's at this point. Now what I'm going to do is, yeah, it's maybe already in place. Yeah, something like that. You just change the delay and we can go to spline, zoom to fit, select all of these, just hit S. Let's just arrange the delay to something. Yes, I think that one is better. Now go to frame 18 or 17, come to this mesh node, keyframe the blend value, and then go to maybe frame 22, take the blend value down to 0 so that it disappears like that. Yes, yeah, you can go to spline if you want. Just select this blend to fit and S. You don't need to do that. Now come back here. If you look at it, you're going to see that this, the blue rectangle, is being revealed like so. I'm going to get a rectangle mask here. Make sure I size the rectangle mask like a little bit bigger, because if you size it small, you're going to see it's going to cut off this position. So you need to make it bigger, like somewhere. Yeah, just make it bigger, something like this, and then connect the rectangle to the mask section of this one. Now we have that. So I'm going to go to frame 0. Let me bring this back down, go to somewhere around frame 0, keyframe the center X and Y of the rectangle, go to frame 17, keyframe the center X and Y again. Now you're just going to go back to the first one, which is frame 0, and take this out like so. Oh, I connected it to the wrong mesh node. You're going to connect it to this mesh node here. Good. So it appears like this. Now go to spline, you're going to zoom to fit, select all, and you ease out cubic. So if we play that now we're going to go to this one, come here and just take up the soft edge a bit. Yeah, something around here. Yeah, let's just turn this corner radius to somewhere around here. Go to frame 17, you're going to keyframe the height and the corner radius. Let's say that, and you're going to go to somewhere around frame 26 or 27. You're just going to increase the height like so. The corner radius remains the same. So you just keyframe the height. Make sure you go to spline, zoom to fit, select all of these, and ease out cubic. Yeah, I think it looks same. Yeah, let me bring this one down. So what we have to do next is we're just going to add all of these, but before that, let's, you see the text comes in some brands and this one too. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to get a background node here, so we create all of these on a separate layer. Drag and drop this shoe here, connect this one here. I'm just going to quickly name that shoe, this night shoe. So I'm going to add a transform node to the shoe, and I'm going to get a text node, connect this text node here. I'm going to write night as the text. Now I'm going to change the font to have vertical. I'm just going to use both for now. Now if I take a look at that here, this is how it looks. Now let me just connect this one here so that you see what I'm doing, and I'm just going to connect this one here. Make sure I view this one. So from this transform node, I'm going to bring this shoe here. I'm going to size it down like so. I'm going to bring it down here, maybe use a size of 0.6. Now I'm going to come to this text, bring this text somewhere around here. If you look at it, I think it's okay now. That's all you need to do. So I'm just going to quickly get all of this in position, and we are going to continue. So what I need to do is just control C, control V. I think that this is okay now. Make sure you come to frame 20. At frame 20, you're just going to come to the first one, keyframe the size, and keyframe the size of the text. Go to maybe frame 30, keyframe it again. I think it has like something like a bounce effect. Let's say frame 33, remove this one. I'm going to do it frame 33, keyframe it again. Now go to the first keyframe, you're going to take it down to 0. Yes, take that one down to 0. Yes, something like that. Make sure you select both of these, go to spline, and you're going to use ease out back cubic. I think it has like a bounce effect. So basically that's it. And now you're going to do the same for all frame 33 and frame 20. From here, now you can select all of these, go to spline, zoom to fit, and ease out back cubic. I think that that's okay. This too is a word by word animation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, control C, this one, come here again, control V. Now I'm just going to paste this one here. Here I'm going to write here some brands. Change the text to black. Let's take that to somewhere above here. We might increase the size to maybe, now we just need to look for where it starts. So it starts around frame 23. So we're going to come to this text node or the instance node and go to keyframes. Make sure you open this up, zoom to fit, select these two keyframes and move it to frame 23 so that the animation starts around there. Now we just need to go to the modifier. Yeah, the delay is okay. That delay is fine. Now we're going to come to this one. We'll do the same thing, control C here, control V. Yes, I think you can use a size of 0.11, and if you look at it, the animation starts from frame 36. So go to frame 35, open this one up and move these 2 points to frame 36. So let's go to this one, go to modifier. We're going to try to fix the delay. Yes, yeah, I think that this one is good. Now we're done with all of these. Let me just arrange all of these like so. And if you look at it, you're going to see that we need to make all of these 3D. In order to make this 3D, I'm just going to add an image plane, get a camera. It's going to create a mesh 3D, add a renderer 3D, and connect this our node 3 to the image plane 3D, and get the renderer 3D, connect this renderer 3D here, come to the renderer and change it to hardware renderer. Now if you try to view it here, you won't see anything. I'm just going to go to, let's take a look at this merge node here. So you see that the camera and the image plane are on the same plane. So just select the camera. You can either move it to the back from here, or you come to this Z value and move it like, let's just see where we have to center that one. Somewhere around here. Come to somewhere around frame 35, keyframe the X, Y, and Z translation. Go one frame forward. You're going to keyframe it again. And let's just try to get this same kind of, yeah. We're going to zoom it in like this. Take it this way and take the Y value up. I think you can go to spline if you want. Just use this one. So it just goes. I think this one works. We're just going to add another camera. Let's add shift space transform 3D. Here we're going to maybe keyframe this one here at frame 36, keyframe that one, and put maybe frame 60, keyframe it again. So the camera pans, it pans, that's it moves from left to right, and you're just going to move it to this side. Good. Yeah. So it's like it's following this text. And if I take it to spline, I can zoom to select all of these points, and let's fix the size of this text to just fit this one somewhere around it. And from here, we're going to add another transform. T. Let's just do it from here. Enter. Because what we need to do here is keyframe it here. Go one frame forward, keyframe it so that this scene comes in like so. Yes, in order for us to create this scene, I'm just going to get a background node, and we're just going to copy this text from here, Control C here, Control V. So I'm just going to connect this one here. In this text, I'm going to change that text to "It's not magic." Now we need to just take a look at this one here. Let's build this scene here now. So if you look at here, this is a video clip. We just need to get another video clip. By the way, I thought of using this one. If you have watched Bricks, the YouTube channel Bricks before, who does video editing in After Effects, you would have seen this one. Let me show you the animation. I made this animation inside Davinci Resolve. Yeah, and this is the node tree. So if you want me to do a tutorial on this, just drop a comment down below, and if many people are interested I would do a tutorial on that. So we're just going to get this into the center there and make sure. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a transform node to this one. I'm going to size this down like so. I'm just going to size that down somewhere around here. I think it works somewhere around here. After I'm just going to add a drop shadow so that it kind of pops. These are my drop shadow settings. Of course you can play with them however you want. This text, I'm just going to move it to the top. The text should be somewhere around here. Let me just zoom this in. Text should be somewhere around here. Yeah, it's not magic. Let's just get another text node, and in this text you're going to write magic. You're going to change the color of the text to something like so. Let's get it up here. I'm just going to change the font to something. I think I'm just going to use Alex brush for this font. So let's just arrange this text so that it starts when we want them to start. So for this one, you're going to select this one. Just make sure that you highlight them, highlight both of these, and move it to frame 63. And now if we play that, I think yes, it's okay. Now we go to maybe frame 70. We're going to come to this match node, keyframe the blend value, go maybe frame 78, keyframe it again, go to the first one and take it down to 0. Now we have something good. Let me just arrange both of these text so that they really are in place. So I think we are done with this one. What I'm going to do is just get this one up here, and I'm going to add an image plane to that one. And let's add another merge 3D, and we're just going to connect this one to the main merge here. Good. Now let's go back to this transform node. Remember that this transform node, we keyframe it from here. Good. It shifts from here to here. So at this point, we need to bring, let's go back to viewing this one here. Good. Now this is what we have. We just go to this one, this image plane, and make sure. So now at this keyframe, remember we keyframe this one for at frame 63 and frame 62. So go to frame 63. We're just going to hide this image plane for now. So I'm just going to make sure that at this frame 63, go back to this transform and make sure that at frame 63 you take this one out of the screen, then enable this one and make sure that this image plane it's. So I think at frame 63, this camera, this transform 3D should be at this position so that this frame is here. Now we're going to go to frame 70 and make sure we keyframe it again and make sure you bring it to the center. Good. Yes. Now you can just increase the size of the text. So now let's go to this transform node. Make sure that we select this one and we make sure that this one is like this. Then these 2 points here, we're going to right click and ease out cubic here. Good. So right now what we need to do is we're going to add another transform node here. So many transform. We are going to add another transform 3D, shift space transform 3D, add that one there. Oh, we can still use this one at frame 69. We're going to keyframe the translation Y, go to somewhere around frame 90, keyframe it again so that at frame 90 we just take it all the way out of the screen. We take it out of the screen like so. Good. Now we just go to spline, make sure only the Y translation is selected, zoom to fit, ease out cubic. Now if we try to look at the animation we have done, this one is too fast. Let's just do something like this and here. Yeah, at this point we have its motion design. Now if you look at it, I think that this is better. So at this frame 90 we need to design all of this to make sure that it fits this frame. So what I'm going to do is get a background node, control C this text, control V. I'm going to connect this one here. So you need to change this text to its motion. Then you copy this one, control C, control V, and you change the text. Make sure you change it to design. Now let's take a look at that one. So we need to just make sure that we bring it down to somewhere around here and come to this one. All right, so right now let's just look for where this text animation starts. For this design text, come to frame 87 and keyframe the blend value, take that down to 0. Now go to frame 93, take the blend value up to 1. So I just changed the font to Times New Roman, the bold italic version. I think this one is good. Now go to frame 80 and go to this one, select these 2 points and move the first one to frame 80 so that the text animation starts from frame 80. And if you good, just go to the modifier and try to, yes, I think that is better. Now get this brain image here, or this brain video. I'm just going to name this brain. Let's just do it on a separate layer. I'm just going to get a background node here, connect this background node to this one. This smoke is behind here. Let's just connect this final thing here to the brain. We are just going to add a delta here. Now we're just going to make sure we select this one, pick that one up from there, and that will be good. I got this from YouTube. I'm going to link the video down below. Now to the image of the hand, we're just going to add a transform node, increase the size. I can flip it to this side. Let's add a transform node here and reduce the size of this yes, to something around here. Let's just center it exactly behind the brain, and let's select all of these, come here, shift it to the side, add a transform node, so that with the transform node we can bring it down to the hand like so. So if you play it now, you're going to see that let's just go to this. Is if you go further, you're going to see that the brain stop somewhere around here. Let's select this brain and go to, let's go to keyframes and open this on up. You can just take the brain to maybe start from somewhere around here. Let it start from around frame 80. You can come to this smoke and do the same thing. Let it start from frame 80. Yeah, just somewhere around there. So let's come back to this, to frame 90. Remember, we are building this at frame 90. To this hand, you need to add a color corrector. You can generate the exact hand using ChatGPT. I'm just going to bring the saturation down. It's going to appear like this. Now I can bring the gain, yes, just something like this. So the only thing we need to do is, let's connect this one to an image plane, yes, and let's add this one here. So this, let's just try to arrange these things up. Now I can try to move this here at frame 90. It should appear here. I'm going to come to this image plane and make sure that at frame 90 it is here. I'm just going to take a look at this merge activity from here, but we see that this is where the frame is. So I'm just going to go to this image plane and try to bring it to the center here. Let's just move this one, then take it down like so, take it to the side again, down. Yeah, and this is it, I think. So yeah, I think it's okay. Maybe we can just bring down this text a little bit. But so we're going to come back to this camera, because if you look at it around frame 90, it stops, it comes up to around frame 90 and then moves to the right like this. So we have to do that from around frame 90. Yeah, somewhere around here. Let's just go to frame, let's just say 91. Then we're going to keyframe the translation X and around 120 keyframe it again, and we're just going to take this one out this way. Let's come to this transform and go to spline. Let's see which kind of animation we have to use. Let's try. Yeah, I think this one works. Somewhere around frame 100. We're just going to make sure we build this one, this scene here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think you can continue from here. So if you got value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.